go back, way back, to the beginning. 2010 was the breakout year for young Neymar. Neymar's Santos tore through their competition with reckless abandon, ending that season with 2 goals in the Sao Paulo State Championship final. Neymar had gained nationwide recognition and adoration from the greatest Brazilian footballer of all time, Pelé. Everyone thought the 17-year-old would be taken to the World Cup, and everyone got the shock of their lives as the Santos star was left out of the squad that travelled to South Africa that year. Pelé didn't hide his disapproval of the decision, as he said, "If I was the coach, I would take Neymar to the World Cup. A lot of people are saying he's too young, but if the kid has talent, he should play." Romario agreed, and so did Ronaldo, who also went to his first World Cup at 17. But Dunga, the coach of Brazil at the time, was not to be convinced. The quarter-final was how far Brazil would go in that competition, much to the disgust of Brazilians, with their last World Cup win coming as far back as 2002. In 2013, Neymar joined Barcelona. Although he didn't light up the Catalan club in his debut season, he finished with respectable numbers. These numbers were enough to get him a call-up to the 2014 World Cup that was hosted in his home country, Brazil. Brazilians were hyped for this one. Winning the World Cup in your own home is something that every country dreams of, and so when youngster Neymar was included in the squad, of course, everyone was excited. Brazilians' excitement quickly turned to dread as Neymar got injured in the quarter-final of the competition after putting on a fine display throughout the competition prior. In the next round, with Neymar in the hospital, Brazil lost 7-1 to Germany in what is still one of the most embarrassing losses in World Cup history. Thrashed in their own backyard, Brazilians could do nothing but hold their heads in their hands. It was truly a cruel defeat. And this is really where Neymar's problems with the Brazil national team began. People blamed him for getting injured, as if it was any fault of his. To this day, there's still a conspiracy theory that Neymar was never injured, and that the person that went into the hospital that day was a doppelganger. Whether that's true or not, we will never know, but for Neymar, he definitely had something to prove now. In August 2017, Neymar became the most expensive footballer of all time, joining Paris Saint-Germain for €222 million. He was now a mature footballer on his way to becoming the best in the world after leaving the shadow of Lionel Messi. And a year after, he had a lot to prove during the 2018 World Cup in Russia. Together with the likes of Gabriel Jesus, Willian, Bobby Firmino and Philippe Coutinho, Neymar was expected to go far in this competition. And he did, reaching the quarter-final for the second time in a row. However, although the defeat wasn't as humiliating as Germany in 2014, it was equally painful. 2-1 Brazil were losers on that day, and yet again Neymar had let his entire country down. But this time, he didn't have an injury to blame. He had to face the criticism of the entire South American nation, and it was a difficult load to carry. He said, "I wouldn't go as far as to say I didn't want to play again, but I didn't want to see a ball or to see any more football played." A year later, Neymar had the chance to make it up to his nation with the Copa America. It was to be hosted in Brazil, so he couldn't have gotten a better opportunity. But again, sadly, because of an injury, Neymar missed the entire tournament. And to add salt to the wound, Brazil lifted the trophy on home soil in his absence. Was he the curse? Was his absence the drive they needed to finally lift a major trophy? Those were the things that were going through Neymar's mind. And the fact that it was echoed by the Brazil football fans didn't make it any better. Just recently, in the summer of 2021, Neymar would disappoint his home country yet again, after failing to defeat Leo Messi's Argentina in the final of the postponed Copa America 2020 tournament. Another defeat, another letdown. So when Neymar says he doesn't think he can mentally endure more football, we can understand what he means and how hurt he must feel. He captained the Brazil national team to their first ever Olympic gold medal, but since it's not regarded as a senior tournament, he's not given the respect he deserves for winning it. And Neymar's not the first person we've seen go through something like this. In 2016, Leo Messi retired from the Argentine national team after a series of defeats and failures. Just this summer, Mbappe said he thought of quitting Les Bleus after his penalty miss knocked him out of the Euros. As fans, we often judge players too harshly and put immense pressure on them to lift every trophy in the book. And sometimes these players just can't cope with the pressure, which sadly causes them to bow out. We'll be leaving you with these spoken words of Neymar about his next and probably last World Cup journey.